My main nemesis is Bane. Basically just a roided out jock with a gas mask, and he straight up broke my back.
Now, taste fear. Wait, what? Oh, God! Oh, my back just snapped like a pack of uncooked spaghetti!
Hello there, gang, and welcome to Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. And today, we are going to be talking about Bane from Mafex Toys. This is a figure that I didn't think I was going to get initially. I was tempted to, because this guy is my favourite Batman villain, but you know me, I'm not a big DC guy. But this is one that I had to make the exception for. I've been a huge fan of Bane ever since I was first introduced to the character in the animated show in the early 90s. This awesome, jacked up wrestler who could have this venom that just turned him super strong. But not only that, he was a cerebral match for Batman as well. Oh yeah, this guy was so OP, it was brilliant, and I just imprinted on this guy like a baby bird when I saw him in the cartoon. Also, I thought he was terrifying as well. They gave him the Brock Lesnar push, where first of all he's introduced by destroying the Batmobile with his bare hands and crushing Killer Croc. And the cool thing was, he was like the shark in Jaws, because you didn't actually see him until the big reveal. You just saw the destruction that he wrought. That was so cool, and this action figure captures the character perfectly. Dare say the best yet, the best realization of Bane that we've ever had.
Toys. You try to fight me with pathetic little toys.
So this is straight out of the Nightfall story that first introduced him. Interestingly, the makers of the animated Batman series were told by Warner Brothers and DC to do a Bane episode because they wanted the tie-in with the comic that was coming out at the same time. And credit to the makers of the TV show, they had no interest in doing anything with this new Bane character. They only wanted to do the classic villains. But they said, okay, you're giving us this job, so we're going to do it the absolute best we can. And they did. They did not phone it in. They made Bane an absolute killer, which is why that episode was so cool. And now we've got this action figure. And the number one thing, biggest ahead of everything else, how does he scale? Well, guess what? He scales just fine. That's so good. That's why I wasn't going to get him originally. Because I thought, oh, it's Mafex. Mafex, they generally scale small. They're 1/12 scale, but they're on the smaller end of that. You can't have an undersized Bane. That's just going to look sad. And then I saw D Amazing's review. Shout out to D Amazing doing all the size comparisons. And I realized, oh no, this is a jacked up Mafex. This is a big boy. He actually towers over not just the Mafex Batman like he should do, but over Marvel Legends as well, over the Mezco Batman, and that's my Batman, is the Mezco, not Sovereign Knight, but the PX, DX exclusive, whatever it is. That Batman. That's my Batman, and this Bane will be bigger and more intimidating than him, so that's just gonna go perfectly. So that's what made the decision for me. And then seeing him on the store shelf in Osaka, I was like, yeah, I gotta take this guy home with me. And also on top of that, I'm going all over the place, but you know, that's what we do here at Model Behaviour. This is the cost of a regular Mafex figure. Not like some super deluxe price or anything. So he is bigger, but he doesn't have a bigger price tag, at least where I got him from. And that counts for a whole heck of a lot. So going through the body, let's just try and break this down a little bit. Going through the body, the articulation's great. It's the Mafex style, which you've come to expect. So also, he has all of the double-jointed elbows, the double-jointed knees. It's kind of, like you say, well, like I just literally said this second ago, it's what you come to expect from Mafex. The lovely torso swivel up at the top here, along with the waist swivel as well, which is disguised by the belt that goes around here. That's all terrific. He's got the drop-down hips as well, so you can have that nice, smooth line with no cut, or you can pull them down a bit so you can get more of a range of motion. That's really nice as well. The more I play about with it, the more I feel like this is actually going to be a strong contender. for action figure of the year for me. Genuinely, I'm saying it, I'm calling it now. And there is a Bane bias, but they've just done such a great job with this.
Now, let's see when the Joker... Oh my god, no! Oh, like a string of firecrackers, my f***ing back!
Further with the articulation, he's got the toe hinge as well. And I'm going to do another review for another figure who doesn't have toe hinge, but I don't mind, because actually with these kinds of boots, I don't mind if you don't have too much of a hinge, because these are big clompy boots, and you actually can't bend them much when you're wearing them. Believe me, I wore these kinds of boots a lot. Not because I was like a cool goth type person, but I did a lot of trade and labor type jobs. Got to have steel toe cap boots. Particularly good for stomping on Batman's head as well. Then with the mask itself, you got two different versions of the mask, only slightly different, but enough to make it worthwhile. And you actually change them by popping off the front of the head and then replacing it with the other one. A very simple way of doing that also makes a lot of sense, because he's got the wonderful venom tubes in the back of his head here. So you don't want to be having to pop off the whole head and then pop these out as well. It's great that they just stay attached. Very nice little bit of thinking there. And then, of course, while we're focusing on this, I love the detail of the zip going down the mask there. You've actually got the little clasp at the back. Just lovely little itty-bitty little bits of detail that work great. You can see also the indented lines, the scowl on his brow, giving that aggressive look. And then the mask with the smaller eyes has even more of a tensed up kind of expression. Real nice there. Real nice. Then going down the body, when I was originally looking at this guy, I was talking about him on a live stream, and I said, oh, it would have been nice if they sculpted the leotard as opposed to painting it. And then I looked. Obviously, my 42-year-old eyes were deceiving me. I looked and I was like, oh no. They have sculpted the leotard. It's just so subtle, because it should be, because it's a skin-tight leotard, that you can just only barely make it out. But yes, the black leotard over the top here is separate sculpting, so it's raised off of his body. Again, I'm going to do a second one. Chef's kiss. Really great stuff. I love getting excited about action figures, don't you? It's just, it makes you feel good, reminds you why you enjoy this hobby. Then also, one little caveat I will say is that he doesn't have a very hairy chest. And Bane is famously hairy. So they decided not to go for the hair on the chest, but they have given him a light dusting of hair on top of the shoulders and the back as well. And I think that might have maybe been a stylistic choice, because I can't imagine it would have been a huge effort to have done a few more flecks of hair on the chest, but maybe they thought that it just looked a bit weird, maybe just aesthetically they weren't convinced. And I'm fine by that. I don't mind if he's a big bear or not. That's all right by me. I like what we've got here, because at least you can see the wonderful striations of the it's ridiculous. I say striations of the muscles. I don't even know if that's a real word. I heard it once on a WBF show. Friggin' Vince McMahon in my ears. Look at the striations. Gary Stridham. Wow. Who would have thought that guy was a terrible human being? Go figure. So yeah, he looks great. He looks really great. Got the lovely wash on there as well, which deepens and darkens the muscle tones going all the way down the abs there as well, and same on the arms. He's got so many different hands as well, tons of different hands, and I just like the kind of like coming to get you, and there's the more clenched ones as well. Each of them having the great silver knuckle duster type clasps on his gloves there as well. Everything I'm looking at here, I'm just digging. I even noticed on the boots as well, got the great sculpting on the laces there too, and the laces are a slightly different color as well to make that just feel a bit more interesting, a bit more real world. Then with the articulation, like I mentioned, he's got the drop down hips, wonderful big butterfly joints, so you can get a wonderful huge range of motion. You can lift characters up, you can do all kinds of wrestling poses with this. You can be power bombing and F5ing people. Your imagination is the only limit there. And you can see from the size here, he's big. And that's the big thing. That's what won me over. My other Bane is the McFarlane Bane, which is great. I do love him, but he's just a little bit too big. a little bit too huge, especially because it's McFarlane multiverse scale, so he's going to be huge anyway. Then make that a mega figure, and it's just a bit ridiculous. This guy, I can't wait to pair him up with my Captain America, recreate Marvel vs. DC. That's going to be so great. The only other thing that I would say this is lacking in any way is maybe an unmasked head, or I would also love a mask that's, you know, ripped away at the mouth. That's a very famous kind of picture of Bane with the mouth all ripped away and going, rah! That would have been nice to see. But that's just extras, because that's one thing I'll say. He doesn't have that many different extras, but that's because I think all the money is in this figure right here. It's all in the body. And I say that, he's still got another head and a whole bunch of hands, so that's plenty. I'd love to see a redo of this in a couple of years' time, maybe, with some green Venom veins, maybe, or maybe different legs, so he's got like the animated series Lucha Libre looking wrestling attire. There's so much stuff you could do with this, and honestly, I'd happily buy it again, because I really, really love this guy, in case you couldn't tell. So you know what? Let's give him a grade.
Oh my god, this is not happening! Ah! Where were you guys on that one? You just watched it!
So for the Mafex Bane, I'm going to give this guy the maximum 5 stars with a boom seal of model behavior. This is everything that I would have wanted from a Bane figure. I can't ask for anything more.
That is only slightly better. Rule of 3, asshole, not 4!
You could always ask for more things, but I don't think it would be reasonable. Not for this price, and not for what we've got already. So this makes me so happy. Cannot wait to team him up with my Sovereign Knight Batman, or just any other street-level thugs, villains, anti-heroes, vigilantes. He's just such a great versatile figure, because again, with the aesthetic of Mafex, with the comic book look, he goes with so many different characters. I love this. I'm really, really smitten. This is a little sleeper hit from this year that I wasn't expecting to be as good as it was. But Mafex, you gone done it. And now I got to go back and watch all the old Bane episodes of animated shows, and that's about it. We still haven't had a good live action Bane yet. Although I did like Tom Hardy. Still, nothing will be better than, you know, the voice from the original animated show. You toys. You try to fight me with toys. Ah, it's so good. Beg for mercy from me. Scream my name. It makes me so hyped. Gotta love it. So gang, what do you think about this figure? Comment below. Let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you gotta do. You gotta join the 6-1 Clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you want to go one step beyond, then you can do by getting a Model Behavior channel membership. If you get one of those, you can join in with the live chats on the exclusive live shows that we do. There's exclusive reviews as well. I'm doing an exclusive review right now that's going to go up on the channel of the Transformers Masterpieces Rhinox figure. A buddy of mine lent that to me just because he was like, hey, you want to make a review? And I was like, you just want me to transform this for you, don't you? It's like, yeah, if you could, that would be great. So I'll give it a try. And also you can see some early release videos that I'm currently working on. Like there's a whole Age of Apocalypse as told by toys I'm doing. Such a whopper video that it's just taking me forever. So I'm going to release it in episodes on the members section. Then when it's finally finished, I'll put the whole thing out for everyone. So don't worry if you're not a channel member. You're not going to miss out on it. So gang, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior.
Do-do-do-do, that's Bane.